So we have a DA set. Let's read that. After clearing audition, 6 people A, B, C, D, E, F got selected for a popular reality show. Showdies. Each person belonging to a different city among Ahmedabad, Bhopal, Calcutta, Delhi, Hyderabad, and Lucknow. So what we have here is we have 6 people A, B, C, D, E, F, and we have 6 cities: Ahmedabad, Bhopal, Calcutta, Delhi, Hyderabad, and Lucknow. The pattern of the reality shows is such that the players have to perform a task with their buddies. So buddies, as in like there's a pair. Hence, these 6 players are divided into 3 buddy pairs. Okay. During a particular task, all 6 are made to sit around a circular table facing the center with buddies seated opposite to each other. So, who are buddies? Anybody who's sitting opposite to each other, they are buddies or a pair or a team. Following is the information about the arrangement. The players from Delhi and Ahmedabad are paired as buddies. If they are paired as buddies, what does it mean? It means they are sitting opposite to each other. Let's write down all the data. So there are 6 people. So the way we are going to write this, we are going to draw a circle. Inside the circle, I am going to write the name of the people A, B, C, D, E, F, and outside the circle, I am going to write the cities in which they are there. Say for example, if players from Delhi and Ahmedabad are paired as buddies, which means they are opposite each other. So I will write Ahmedabad here and Delhi here. So let's say Ahmedabad person is A. I will write this as A and this as B. So that is the architecture I am going to follow. Ahmedabad and Delhi. Now player C is sitting to the immediate right of the former as in Delhi. So when you look from Delhi person's point of view, for this person this is right and this is left, because the Delhi person, when he is seated, he will be facing this side. So his right hand side is this and his left hand side is this. So Delhi person's right side, immediate right side, is player C. Therefore player C will be seated here. This is one data point we have got from point number 1. Now point number 2, B is one of the neighbors of the persons from Calcutta. So we don't know where Calcutta is. So if this is Calcutta, B may either come here or B may either come here. These are the 2 positions. I am not sure which of these 2 positions, therefore I have given a question mark. Point number 3, person from Bhopal is sitting opposite to the person from Calcutta. So Bhopal person and Calcutta person are sitting opposite to each other, which means they are the other 2 buddies. So we already have a buddies, Ahmedabad and Delhi. It's the second buddy we have got, which is like Bhopal and Calcutta, which means Hyderabad and Lucknow would be the 3rd buddy. Okay, we'll come back. 3rd pairs. Now person from Bhopal is sitting opposite the person from Calcutta, and A is neither of them. A is neither of them. What it means is this is not A, this is not A. That's what they are trying to say. A is neither of them. Okay. Now point number 4, 2 unique pairs of players with their names as consecutive letters are sitting next to each other. A, B, C, D, D, etc. are some of the examples of consecutive pairs. For example, A and B are consecutive, B and C are consecutive, C and D are consecutive. And the point to be noted here is there are 2 unique pairs of players, which means AB is a consecutive pair, BC is another consecutive pair, but are they unique players here? No, because B is a common person here. So if it is unique, it means whatever person is there in this particular pair should not be in this particular pair. So that's what they mean. So what are the possibilities? So let's say AB is a consecutive pair. With AB, can we get BC? No, if BC is another consecutive pair, then they will not be unique pair, because AB also has B and BC also has B. Therefore it is not unique. So what we can go ahead and say is, if AB is one pair, then CD could be another pair, or DE could be another pair, or EF could be another pair. Okay, so now these are the only possible pairs. If AB is one of the consecutive pairs, then CD could be other consecutive pair, DE could be other consecutive pair, EF could be other consecutive pair. This is if AB is a consecutive pair. What if AB is not a consecutive pair? What is BC is one of the consecutive pairs? BC is one of the consecutive pairs, then AB cannot come because then it won't be unique. CD, another consecutive pair, cannot come because then it won't be unique. BC is already having C, CD cannot have C. So then what do we have? We have DE is a possibility, or EF is another possibility. Okay. Now what if the first pair is not BC but CD? If it is CD, then the other pair could be AB, but already we have considered ABCD pairs. It can be BC, but BC will not have unique with CD. BC consecutive pair and CD consecutive pairs will not be unique. They have common. What about D? D once again won't be unique. Therefore, it has to be nothing but EF. Anything else? No. Beyond this, if we have D, DE could be a consecutive pair, but with DE, we can have AB, which is already considered. We can have BC, which is already considered. Can we have CD? No, because it won't be unique. Can we have EF? No, it won't be unique. Therefore, we have considered all possible consecutive pairs. So, AB, if it is one consecutive pair, CD could be other consecutive pair. AB, if it is one consecutive pair, DE could be other consecutive pair, or EF could be other consecutive pair. So, these are the six sets of two consecutive pairs that can come, and in such a way that it is unique to each other. There is nothing like common overlap. For example, if you look at AB and CD, is there anything common? No. AB, is it consecutive? Yes. CD, is it consecutive? Yes. Is there anything common? No. So this is consecutive, and these two are unique to each other. So that way there are 6 possibilities that we have noted down. So these 6 possibilities could be there. We have noted 6 cases for point 4. Now let's go to point 5. Now that's what they are giving as example. If AB and D are 2 consecutive pairs already formed, there will not be any other consecutive pairs in this arrangement. There will be exactly 2 consecutive pairs, not minimum 2. There will be exactly 2 consecutive pairs. Now let's move on to point number 5. Neither A nor B is sitting adjacent to E. A is not sitting adjacent to E. Similarly, B is also not sitting adjacent to E. Okay, point 5 is noted. City's initial letter and the name are the same for only one player. Initial letter and the name. For the city's initial letters are A, B, C, D, H and L. Players' names are A, B, C, D, E, F. So, if there is a match, it cannot be for Hyderabad or Lucknow. It can only be for Ahmedabad, Bhopal, Calcutta and Delhi. So, out of Ahmedabad A pair, Ahmedabad A or Bhopal B or Calcutta C or Delhi D, out of these 4 cases, only one case is happening, not the other 2 cases. That's what they're trying to say. The city's initial letter and the name are same for exactly one player. So out of these 4 possible combinations, exactly one combination only is happening. Which combination? We don't know. So these are all the information that is given. From this, can we go ahead and solve this particular DA set? Here, we can go ahead and solve it using multiple approaches. Like now the question is like, where do I start? What data point should I start with? Should I start with this one? Should I start with this one? Should I start with this one and say there are 6 cases? Should I start with this one or this one? We have no idea. But one thing I can look at it and I can see that here there are 4 cases that we can take. Out of the 4 cases, one case is definitely eliminated. Which case? Bhopal being B is not possible because Bhopal and Calcutta are sitting opposite to each other and B is sitting adjacent to Calcutta. So there is no way B belongs to Bhopal. Therefore, one thing I can tell is this case is eliminated. So here we only have 3 cases. So of course there will be many sub cases under these 3 big cases, but we'll start with this. We can start with this also. Okay, this DA set I'm going to solve it in at least 2 different methods. This is going to be our method 1. Let me duplicate this so that I can come back and I can try to solve it using method 2. I can take it to the next page so that I'll try to solve it using method 2. Okay, now coming back to method 1. we can take three cases. Case 1, A and Ahmedabad are the only set of players whose initial city's initial letter and the name are matching. Second is Calcutta and C. This is the this is the only pair where their name and city is matching. Or it could be D, Delhi. So they said it is same for city's initial letter and name are same for only one player. So Bhopal and B is not possible because B is sitting alternate to Bhopal. So Bhopal is here, opposite to Bhopal, Calcutta is there. So B will come either here or here. There is no way B and Bhopal match can happen. So B Bhopal match is not happening. So there are only three possibilities: A Ahmedabad match, or C Calcutta match, or D Delhi match. Now let's start with A Ahmedabad match. Within A Ahmedabad match, now let's enter into this. Okay, by the way, you should note that it is A Ahmedabad only, which means B cannot be Bhopal, C cannot be Calcutta, D cannot be Delhi. Okay, now A Ahmedabad is what we said, right? So now if I enter into this and if I mark that A belongs to this, now what else do we have? We can now go ahead and try to fix B somewhere. We'll try to fix where B can come. So out of these, the moment I fixed A for Ahmedabad here, so now what are the positions that B can come here? Let's try it out. B can come in how many possible places? 1, 2, 3, 4. B can come in 4 possible cases. Out of that, can B come here? It is not possible. You know why? If B comes here, AB is a consecutive pair, BC is a consecutive pair, but they are not unique. They clearly told it has to be unique pair of 2 consecutive friends. So if B comes here, AB is one set of consecutive pair, BC is another set of consecutive pair, but they are not unique. Therefore, B coming here will violate our condition. So B cannot come here. Okay. What about B coming here? If B comes here, we have a problem. What problem? There's a statement which says E cannot sit adjacent to A, E cannot sit adjacent to B. They've said that, right? Now if I go and say that B comes here, where do you think E will go? E cannot come here because it will be adjacent to B. E cannot come here because it is adjacent to A. E cannot come here because it is adjacent to, okay, if B comes here, E cannot come here because it will be adjacent to B. E cannot come here and here because it is adjacent to A. Therefore, can you see the problem? We don't have a spot for E. So this scenario is not possible. Now what about B going here? If B goes here, once again the same problem. E cannot come here, E cannot come here, E cannot come here because it cannot be adjacent to A or B. Therefore, E does not have a spot. Therefore, the only possibility for B is B can only come here. Now, if B comes here, E cannot come here because it cannot be adjacent to A or B. So, the only spot E can take is this spot. Now, the moment E takes this spot, we have 2 spots pending and 2 alphabets pending. What are the alphabets pending? D and F. Now, if I go ahead and place D here, F here, I have a problem. AB is consecutive, CD is consecutive, EF is consecutive. We have 3 consecutive pairs. Therefore, DF cannot come in this way. DF can only come in D coming here, EF coming here. Now, let's go ahead and check. AB is 1 consecutive, BC illa, CD no, DE yes, D is the second consecutive, EF no. So, we only have 2 consecutive but unique pairs. So, this looks very good. Now, where can we are still we are yet to place this Bhopal and Calcutta. Bhopal and Calcutta should be placed somewhere, but adjacent to B is Calcutta. Adjacent to B is Calcutta. So adjacent to B, can Calcutta come here? No, because Ahmedabad is already there. So adjacent to B is Calcutta means. So this is the only place you can have Calcutta. Opposite to Calcutta is Bhopal. Now what about Lucknow and Hyderabad? We have no idea. So Lucknow and Hyderabad can come either Lucknow here, Hyderabad here, or Lucknow here and Hyderabad here. So far within this itself we have two possible cases. Now we'll move on to the next possibility, which is A Ahmedabad is not the pair, but C Calcutta is the pair. Once again we will continue to do the same thing. We'll copy this, bring it. We'll just assume that C is the Calcutta person. If C is the Calcutta person, we know that opposite to Calcutta we have Bhopal. So opposite to Calcutta we have Bhopal. Okay. And they said that neither in Bhopal nor in Calcutta A will come. Okay. Then adjacent to C we have, adjacent to Calcutta we have Bhopal. Sorry, B. We have B. Adjacent to Calcutta we have B. But there are two possibilities here, no? Adjacent as in, like, it could be left adjacent, it could be right adjacent also, no? So it could be B here, it could be B here. Okay. Now let's go and try to place A. So we already know that A cannot come here. A cannot come here because it's given. And A cannot come here also. Why A cannot come here? Because it's a C Calcutta pair. So Ahmedabad should not have A. Otherwise A Ahmedabad pair also will come. They said exactly one match only is allowed. So C Calcutta is the same letter match. So A Ahmedabad cannot come. So in this particular scenario, A can either come here or A can come here. Let's take both the cases and let's try to see what we are getting here. So this, if I duplicate once again, so A can either come here or A can come here. These are the only two possibilities. Now let's go and can you see the problem in this scenario? The problem here is AB is consecutive, BC is consecutive, and both of them are not unique consecutive. Therefore this case is eliminated. Therefore this is the only spot where A can come. Now if this is the only spot where A can come, where can E come? They clearly mentioned that E cannot be adjacent to A, E cannot be adjacent to B. So E cannot come here, E cannot come here. The only spot E can come is this particular spot. So if E comes here, then where can I go and place my D and F? D and F. I can place D here and F here. Or I can place D here and F here. Both the things we have a problem. You know what the problem is? We already have BC as a pair. We already have BC as a consecutive pair. Now if you put D here and F here, we have DE is a consecutive pair, EF is a consecutive pair. That is also not possible. Or if we put D here and F here, D is a consecutive pair and EF is a consecutive pair. That is also not possible. Therefore we can go and conclude that this entire case is not possible. So we have eliminated this particular case. Moving on to this one particular case. So now where can A come? A cannot, of course, A cannot come to Ahmedabad because it's a C Calcutta pair. So Ahmedabad, A cannot come to Ahmedabad. So where can A come? A can either come here or A can come here. The problem with A coming here is it will not give a spot for E. Where can E come? Here E cannot come because it is adjacent to A. Here E cannot come because it is adjacent to A. Here E cannot come because it is adjacent to B. So E doesn't have a spot. So therefore A cannot come here, because if A comes here, E does not get a spot. So the only option left for A is this spot. Let's go and fill that. So this is the only spot left for A. Now that A has come here, where can E come? B is adjacent, E cannot come. A is adjacent, E cannot come. So the only spot E can come is this particular spot. Now can you see the same problem? We already have BC consecutive pair. Now if I put D and F, DE is another consecutive pair, EF is another consecutive pair. First of all, it is not unique, and then there are three pairs. Even if I put D here and F here, that's the same problem. D is a consecutive pair, EF is consecutive pair, BC is a consecutive pair. We have three consecutive pairs and one of them is not unique. So this case also will get eliminated completely. Therefore C Calcutta entire case is getting eliminated. Now let's move on to D Delhi pair. If it is D Delhi, if D Delhi is the right pair, now let's go and take this. If D Delhi is the right pair, now where can we go and place our B? B can I have to now try to place this B here, or maybe I'll try to place this Calcutta here. Where can I place this Calcutta here? I can place my Calcutta here, 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 here. But we have a small problem. If I place Calcutta here, it's a D-Delhi pair, D-Delhi match. So if I place Calcutta here, then C Calcutta cannot come here. So therefore Calcutta cannot come here. Calcutta can only come in this spot, or this spot. So let's do one thing. Let's take 3 cases for Calcutta's position. This is Calcutta, position 1. Opposite to Calcutta, there will be Bhopal. Position 2 is, this is Calcutta and this is Bhopal. Position 3, this is Calcutta and this is Bhopal. They have also mentioned that in Calcutta or Bhopal, A cannot come. So here A cannot come, here A cannot come. Calcutta A cannot come, Bhopal A cannot come. So Calcutta A cannot come, Bhopal A cannot come. If you go to the first case, right? Of course, it's a D-Delhi pair. Therefore, A Ahmedabad cannot be there. So this also is not possible for A. Therefore, the only position where A can come is this particular spot. The moment this comes here, where will I place B now? If I place B now, there is no spot for E because E cannot be adjacent to A or B. If I place B here, then also I don't have a spot for E because E cannot be adjacent to A or B. If I place B here, I have a spot for E, but the problem is B Bhopal cannot come. Therefore, in this architecture, I cannot place my B only. So this is cancelled. Now going to the third case also, very similar to it. A cannot come here, A cannot come here, A cannot come in Ahmedabad because this is a D-Delhi pair. Now the only possibility for A is here. Now where can B come? If B comes here, there is no spot for E. If B comes here, two problems. One is there is no spot for E. Second thing is B Bhopal cannot be a pair. So the only place where okay, by the way, we have another logic using which we can also eliminate. B has to be adjacent to Calcutta. B has to be adjacent to Calcutta. That's a point that's given here, right? B has to be adjacent to Calcutta. Is B adjacent to Calcutta? No, here we have not placed only. Oh, we have not placed only. So we'll come back to place that. Okay. Now here, we have placed here. B has to be adjacent to Calcutta. So adjacent to Calcutta, can I place a B point? No, here also it's not possible. Here also it's not possible. Therefore, this entire case is eliminated. Now coming back to this, I can B has to be adjacent to Calcutta. So that is a point that I need to consider. And where can A come? A cannot come here. So A can only come in either this spot or this spot. A can come in 2 positions. And where can B come? B can either come here or here. So I think we need to take cases here. Let's take 2 cases here. In one case, this is A. In other case, this is A. Okay. In the second case, if you look at it, they said B has to be adjacent to Calcutta. So if B is adjacent to Calcutta, so Calcutta has come here, adjacent to Calcutta, this is the only open spot left here. The problem with filling B there is no spot for E. E cannot come adjacent to A or B. So E cannot come here, E cannot come here. Therefore, this case is clearly eliminated. What about this? Now, where can B come? B can come adjacent to Calcutta. So if B comes here, adjacent to B can come either here or B can come here. If B comes here, the problem is if B comes here, E does not have a spot. Therefore, B has to come here only. The moment I place my B here, we already have AB as a consecutive pair, CD as a consecutive pair. Whatever order you place your E and F, that will be a consecutive pair. So 3 consecutive pair, which is not possible. Therefore, this case is eliminated. Therefore, we can say that conclusively all the other cases are eliminated. This is the only case with 2 possible variations. So we have solved the entire DI set with certainty that these are the only 2 possible cases because we have eliminated all the other possible options. So this is using method 1, that is I started with this particular point. We had a question, right? Where should I start? Should I start with this or this or this? Or I started with this and then I split into 3 mutually exclusive cases. What I mean by mutually exclusive cases, non-overlapping cases. Either A, Ahmedabad is a case, separately C, Calcutta could be another case, or D, Delhi could be another case. The moment I split into 3 non-overlapping or 3 mutually exclusive cases, and in each cases I tried to see, and in this case every possibility is eliminated, this case every possibility eliminated, so whatever is left in this case, this is the only possible solution. So using method 1 we have solved. Now the same set we will try to solve using method 2. In method 2, what we are going to do is, we are not going to start with this data point, rather we are going to start with these 2 data points. We can try to combine this one and see how many cases we are getting, and we will see how to approach there. Okay, now we have Ahmedabad and Delhi fixed. I need these 4 cities to come into play. These 2 cities, Calcutta and Bhopal, and this one to come into play here. So how many positions can I have my Calcutta to come in? Either 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 positions for Calcutta. So let me split this into 4 possible cases. Case 1, 2, 3, 4. And in each case, let me go and write where Calcutta is. In this case, Calcutta is here. 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 And accordingly, opposite to Calcutta, we have Bhopal. 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 And we also, they also mentioned that adjacent to Calcutta, we have B. Adjacent to Calcutta, we have B. Yeah. So adjacent to Calcutta, duplicate, 2 cases are possible. So this could be B or this could be B. So adjacent to Calcutta, here only 1 case is possible. This is the only vacant space. Here adjacent to Calcutta, 2 cases are possible. In the right side one also 2 cases possible. So let me duplicate this. So here in this adjacent to Calcutta, B can come here or B can come here. Similarly, in the last case also, adjacent to Calcutta, B can come either here or B can come here. Now these are the 7 cases that I have, but the thing is, like, I have merged these 2 data points. Now all I need to do is to check for this, and then we are done with this particular set. Let's enter into it. One more thing that I need to notice, like Bhopal and Calcutta will not have A in them. Bhopal and Calcutta. So here you will not have A, here you will not have A. Let me cross off all the places where A will not come. Bhopal will not have A, Calcutta will not have A. Bhopal, Calcutta, Bhopal, Calcutta, Bhopal, Calcutta, Bhopal, Calcutta. Now in this first case, Calcutta is there in C. If Calcutta is there in C, Calcutta, the same letter match, 1 match has happened. Therefore, A cannot come here also. Okay, A cannot come here. Okay. Now what about other possibilities? If A cannot come here, because why A cannot come here? Because we already have C Calcutta, first letter match 1. So A Ahmedabad is another first letter match. It cannot happen. So therefore A cannot come here. A cannot come here. This is given data. So A can only come in these 2 spots. But can you see a problem in A coming here? If A comes here, AB is a consecutive set, BC is a consecutive set, but both of them are not unique. It's a problem. That is not the scenario. Therefore, A coming here is not a possibility, which leaves us with only one option. A comes here. A comes here. If A comes here, we know that E cannot be adjacent to A and B. So E cannot come here, E cannot come here. The only possibility for E is this particular spot. Now can you see another problem here? We already have BC as a consecutive set. Now whether I put D here and F here, we already have DE pair and EF pair, or whether I put D here and F here, I will again have DE as a pair and EF as a pair. So either ways there will be 3 consecutive sets, which means this case is eliminated. Now let's move on to the next sub case. Now here C Calcutta is a pair. C Calcutta is a first letter match. Therefore A cannot come here. If A cannot come here and here, the only 2 possibilities for A is either A can come here or A can come here. But the problem with A coming here is there is no spot for E. Can E come here? No. Can E come here? No. Adjacent to A or adjacent to B, E cannot come. So if A comes here, E does not have a spot. So A cannot come here. So the only spot A cannot come here. A cannot come here. A cannot come here. So the only spot for A is this one. So let me go ahead and fill A here. The moment I fill A here, we have D, E, F. I need to go ahead and fill D, E, F in these particular spots. How can I fill D, E, F? Do we have any pair here? So do we have A, B pair? No. Do we have B, C pair? No. Do you have C, D pair? Okay, look at this. A, B, is there A, B consecutive? No. Do we have B, C consecutive? Oh, we have B, C consecutive. Okay, got it. So B, C consecutive is there. Is C, D consecutive there? No, because C is in between A and B. So D, E could be a consecutive thing, or E, F could be a consecutive thing. We'll come back to this. So now we need to fill in D, E, F. What are the data points that we have? We have E cannot be adjacent. Have we taken that point? No, we have not taken. Let's go ahead and fill that. So if the moment I fill A here, E cannot come here, E cannot come here. The only spot E can come is this particular point. So the moment I fill E here, I have D and F. Do you see a problem here? BC is already one consecutive pair. Whether I write D and F here, this will be a consecutive pair, this will be another consecutive pair, 3 consecutive pairs. Or if I write D here and F here, then also this is a consecutive pair, this is a consecutive pair, this is a consecutive pair. We have 3 consecutive pairs. Therefore, this case is clearly eliminated. Now let's move on to the next one. Now, where can A come? A cannot come in these 2 spots. A cannot come in this spot, A cannot come in this spot. So A can come only in this spot or this spot. Do you see a problem in A coming here? If A comes here, where will E have? E cannot come here because it's adjacent to A. E cannot come here because it's adjacent to B. E cannot come here because it's adjacent to B. So E will not have a spot only. So A cannot come here, A cannot come here. If A comes here, E will not have a spot, so A cannot come here. So the only possibility for A is this particular spot. So let's go ahead and fill A here. The moment I fill A here, E cannot come here, E cannot come here, E has to come here only. Okay. Now we have 2 spots. Okay, now let's look at which is that same letter pair. Is A Ahmedabad the same letter pair? No, they are not the same letter. B Bhopal? No. C Calcutta? No. D Delhi? No. They said exactly one of them will have to have same name and first letter of the city. No. Here A Ahmedabad is also not possible. B Bhopal is not possible. C Calcutta is not possible. D Delhi is not possible. Therefore, this entire case is eliminated. Good. Now, out of 7 cases, 3 cases eliminated. Let's look into the next one. So here, where can we have our A? A can come in multiple spots. A can come here, here, or here, right? So this spot A can come, this spot A can come, this spot A can come. The problem with A coming here is the alphabet mapping will not happen. A Ahmedabad is not happening, B Bhopal is not happening, C Calcutta is not happening, D Delhi is not happening. Can you see this? If A comes here, A Ahmedabad not possible, B Bhopal not possible, C Calcutta not possible, D Delhi not possible. So none of the cases are possible. Therefore, A coming here is not at all an acceptable case. So A can either come here or here only. Okay. Now if A comes here, where will E go and sit? E cannot come here because it's sent to B. E cannot come here because it's sent to B. E cannot come here because it's sent to A. So E does not have a spot. So A cannot come here. A cannot come here. So the only spot A is left to take is this particular spot. Let's go ahead and fill this. So the moment I fill this as A, where does B have? Unfortunately, here also E does not have a spot. E cannot come here, E cannot come here, E cannot come here because it will be adjacent to A and A or B. Therefore, this case also gets eliminated. Just 3 more sub cases. Let's quickly go. Now, here, where can A come? A cannot come here. A cannot come here. So A can come either here or here or here. The problem with A coming here is E cannot come here, here because it will be adjacent to A and B. E does not have a spot to sit. Similarly, the problem with A coming here also, E does not have a spot to sit. Therefore, the only option A can come is this particular spot. The moment A comes here, where does okay, now what other options? Okay, now look at which alphabet mapping has happened. A Ahmedabad, no, did not happen. B Bhopal, no, did not happen. C Calcutta, no, did not happen. Therefore, D Delhi has to happen, no? Only one of them will have to be there exactly. So the moment I put D Delhi, we have a problem here. AB is consecutive, CD is consecutive, whatever order I place E, F, they will be consecutive. Therefore, 3 consecutive pairs will be there. So this case also is also getting eliminated. Now let's go to the penultimate case. In this particular case, where can A come? A cannot, they said A cannot come here. They said A cannot come here. So A can either come here or A can only come here. Once again, if you look at it, B Bhopal is not happening, C Calcutta is not happening, Delhi D is not happening. So only A Ahmedabad is possible. So A Ahmedabad has to happen. Otherwise, that one city name match will not happen. Now, the moment I place A here, do I have place for E? No. Therefore, this entire case is gone. So the last subcase, most likely this has to be the solution. Let's go ahead and check it out. Do we have B Bhopal mapping? No. Do we have C Calcutta mapping? No. Do we have D Delhi mapping? Possible. Do you have A Ahmedabad mapping? Possible. So let's not rush too early. So let's go ahead and see where I can place my A. A cannot come here as given. A cannot come here. A cannot come here as given. So A can come either here or here. The problem with A going here is none of the alphabets will match. For example, if A goes here, A Ahmedabad is also not matching, B Bhopal is also not matching, C Calcutta is also not matching, D Delhi is also not matching because A has come here. Therefore, A cannot come here. Therefore, the only option left for A is A Ahmedabad. The moment I place A Ahmedabad here, I can see that here E cannot come, here E cannot come because E cannot be adjacent to A or B. So the only spot for E is this particular spot. Now, what can I say about D and F? We have AB is one consecutive, that's all. We need one more consecutive. Where can I place my D and F? If I place my D here and F here, AB consecutive, CD consecutive, EF consecutive, there will be 3 consecutive. So DF cannot come in this order. Rather, DF should be in this order. That's why AB is one consecutive, D is another consecutive. Is there any other consecutive? No. So this is where D should come and this is where F should come. So all the conditions are satisfied. Only thing is Hyderabad and Lucknow is not filled. So there are 2 subcases for it. Hyderabad can come here and Lucknow can come here, or Hyderabad can come here and Lucknow can come here. So as we can see, it doesn't matter which direction we start with. Usually we'll end up getting, see, if we in this first method, what I did was I started with this point and I split it into mutually exclusive cases, and I was able to eliminate a lot of subcases, and this one final case with 2 subcases I was able to arrive at. Here if you look at, I started with merging this one and bringing it into single architecture, but there were 4 cases and then which got further split into 7 subcases. Out of the 7 subcases, many things got eliminated either because E did not have place to sit, or AB and BC are together, or some other similar reason, and finally satisfying all the conditions, just this one case with 2 subcases are these 2 cases are the only cases pending. So the lesson that we are taking out here is like, it usually like start with some point and try to combine together points. You can start with this, you can start with this, keep trying out different methods, and some methods will be slightly more easier than the other methods. How will we get to know? Only when we try out different methods and different architectures and different ways of solving, we'll get to know. So I would recommend students to try to different ways of solving. First you started with this and we tried solving it, and then we just wanted to try out another method, so we tried merging it. Now similarly you can try out your own methods. You can try maybe starting with this and seeing where can A and B cannot be opposite, A and B can, so that way you can try to find out different cases and see where it takes you. So with this DI set we have completed.